Danny, you're done.
All right, now we're at the Douglaston Manor on Monday, March 14th, and we're about to kick off what?
Man of the Year.
Is that the best you can do?
2011 and the Man of the Year.
AMOA. Let me hear it.
I didn't hear the question. Danny?
Come on, AMOA.
I got to practice my speech inside now.
All right.
AMOA. Chuck Peitz. Let's go.
Jim Kelly? But she wasn't able to make it.
So who do we have
We
here?
got Jim Kelly from Touch
Jim Kelly. How we doing?
Fred Bailey.
Okay.
Bailey Enterprises and Joe Calusa.
Okay. All right. And Alan Weisberg.
But it's Fred Incorporated. That's
Okay. All right. And this must be Patty Peitz. Who do we have here, Patty?
We have our daughter, Kristen.
Hello, Kristen.
Say hi. Hi, dear. And this is our soon-to-be son-in-law.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And his fiance, our daughter, Jennifer.
Hi. How are you?
And our baby, Lucy.
Welcome. So, you don't look like Chuck Peitz supporters because you don't have a button on. She has one. So here we have Ken Goldberg and Councilwoman Diane Rayner. So thank you very much for coming, Ms. Rayner.
No, our pleasure. We just want to thank and honor the association. We want to congratulate our man of the year, Chuck Peitz. We want to make sure that he continues to stay in business for another 100 years. Family tradition. Thank you. I know that we are participating in what is considered to be the Amusement and Music Owners Association. I know that many of you are experiencing more growth in your business because we see more of the restaurants and bar and lounges that would accommodate your line of service. And I want to applaud you because you haven't given up on seeing those entrepreneurial opportunities in neighborhoods that many have forsaken as written off, because these are communities that took a long time to revitalize.
Okay, here are our friends from ECAST out in San Francisco. How we doing, guys?
Doing great, doing fantastic. Thanks for having us out.
Well, thank you for the partnership and the business association. It's a privilege to have you as part of AMOA, and you've always supported this affair every year.
Thanks for everything you guys do for the operators. Thank you for having us.
What's happening with ECAST?
Well, new products, new jukes. We're going to do a lot in 2011. It should be a great year for us. I think operators will be very happy to see what they see from us and the product that we bring to market.
All right, hey Chuck, congratulations. Welcome to the club.
As former alumni here, we are honored to have you, Chuck. Thank you.
Now buy some more, will ya?
A lot more.
So, how does it feel? This is the fleeting moments before you pass it on, right?
You know, I gotta like grasp the last second here. You know, just like celebrate every millisecond. You know, because it's gonna be all over in like what, half an hour? I mean, maybe I can make the dinner last longer. You know?
Thank you, Eugene Jarvis, Man of the Year 2009. To make a brief welcome, I want to call up the newly elected national president of AMOA. He's the principal of Delta Music in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Do I have it correct? Close enough. And Donovan Freeman, please come up.
I would like to congratulate Chuck Peitz at AMOA New York, because it's a great event that you're throwing. I'd like to inform y'all, I've been the president for 11 days. This is my first official event, so I get to cut my teeth.
ECAST Network of San Francisco is funding a major war chest, joining forces with AMOA New York in a very encompassing effort to fight piracy, copyright infringement, rigged jukeboxes, and which many of you operators know has been causing severe financial loss and harm to our industry. So every time someone knowingly or perhaps even unknowingly, perhaps they do it in innocence, but not quite, but they play music through a commercial format. If they're not doing it on a licensed basis, like a jukebox, they are stealing and engaging in theft of revenue from our operators and our content providers. And I want to thank and express my appreciation to the CEO of eCast, John Taylor, and Scott Walker, the sales manager, and the people here from eCast tonight who are putting together this backing and effort and joining us on this war chest and this effort to fight piracy and copyright infringement. So let's give them a hand. I'm also hopeful that AMI Entertainment, which has also made some efforts through the years, past few years, through Mike Mays and Bob Fay, who comes to AMI with a background in law enforcement and investigations, that together we can be united and make a renewed effort here. We've been fighting this battle for about 5 or 6 years now. We can make a renewed effort to prosecute some of these violators and make them understand that if they break the law, that we are coming after them. Make an example out of them when they fail to follow the laws by cheating and stealing from us. So I very, very much appreciate what eCast has done to get the ball rolling, to put rejuvenation and renewed life into this effort, and you'll be hearing a lot more about this campaign in the weeks and months to come. The program over to our esteemed president, Ken Goldberg of Emerson Amusement. Ken?
Here we are again. We have made it through another year. Most of us, there continues to be consolidation of our industry, and some of the family businesses in our industry have expired. There continues to be challenges thrown in front of many of us about whether or not we have a viable future and what that future holds. Then again, we have no right to feel sorry for ourselves or feel persecuted any more than, say, the executives and principals of, say, General Motors or Ford. Who would have ever thought that General Motors, a symbol of American industry and manufacturing for half a century, once a world leader of vehicles, would go bankrupt? Who would have ever thought that Ford stock would be trading at $1? Well, one has to ask, what does that have to do with our electronic music and game industry? Well, we are here, and we all have to make the best of it. Together, we have to take on the competitive forces that want to seize our share of the marketplace. And we can't look to blame them when they try to do this by product innovation, product promotion, or even government, so long as this is fair, ethical, legal, and not corrupt. Whether it is downloading entertainment off the internet, web-based games, online gambling, government-sponsored gambling, we need to stand up as an industry and do something better, whether it means adapting to new technologies, new formats to meet emerging cultures, tastes, and new audiences. We need to do something better. That's why I applaud the efforts of this industry's 3 music content providers, Row, eCast, and TouchTunes, for what they have been trying to do with advertising and streaming media, which I believe will represent a growing and important part of our industry during this decade. And this is why our Man of the Year for 2010 is Chuck Peitz. Because Chuck, who can speak for himself, will tell you that he is a big believer in the value and purpose of AMOA-NY Dinner, his trade association. We all look up to Chuck as an operator's operator. He's an inspiration who has demonstrated how to face adversity and competition. Story has it that after Chuck worked for Johnson & Johnson and started out in the amusement business, he discovered most of all the bars, taverns, and clubs were spoken for. He couldn't get in the door. So he built a different, unique business model by servicing malls, shopping centers, movie theaters, and franchises. Through his professionalism, honesty, ethics, and excellent reputation, Chuck has emerged as one of America's largest operators today. And most important of all, we are grateful that he sees the value of belonging to AMOA New York. You know, when we hold our membership meetings, Chuck is at most of all of them. It is very rare that he misses one, and again, this is an operator who is spread out in a number of states with more machines than many of us have. Yet, he feels it very important when he's called to come to New York, AMOA New York, and be there and be counted. From one operator to another, at this time, I'd like to call up my friend, our Man of the Year, Mr. Chuck Peitz.
Hey. I'll hold him.
I'll say it really was, it's really shock. I've been drawn into the association and have very, very much enjoyed being here. And when you look at the people that have preceded me, it's all the more honor for me because I know who they are. And I've spent a lot of time with them. And Kenny ran off. Oh, Kenny's right here. Between Kenny and Joe Boss, these are guys who really run this organization. And it is their enthusiasm that has really made me want to be a participant. I want to be active because they make me want to be active. And I think that we've done some really good things in the past couple of years, and we're going to do more. And as long as guys like this stick around, I know that I'm going to be sticking around. The people and the support that I've received over the past 30 years, when I group them together, they really kind of form, I'll call it 4 cornerstones of my success. They're my family, my coworkers, industry support, and luck. First and foremost has been my family. My girls know me. My wife Patty of 31 years and my 3 daughters all are here tonight. These are the people I call family. They have been my supporters, my cheerleaders, the champions, I'll say the champions of my causes. And my causes have been my work. And while I can honestly say, during these 31 years, I have never missed an anniversary, a birthday, a graduation, or a major holiday. But I'd also have to say that the number of days that I've missed, not home for dinner, dinners left on the table cold, conventions attended, service calls, customer meetings, and just long, long days would just be impossible for me to count. And really through it all, good times and bad, they were there, always. And without them there, with the support and the love that I've received, I know I would not be here. And that's the family. My coworkers, and I call them coworkers, because I could not do it without them. And I've really been very, very fortunate to surround myself with a great body of individuals. Some of them have been around for a very long time, Mike Sihine and Alan Tucker. They've been with me 20 years. And jokingly, they'll tell you, they can actually remember when I moved games. And I worked on games. Now they don't allow me to do that anymore. But people like that have been with me for a very long period of time. And my current partner, Joe Rossi, is here. And as Councilwoman had mentioned, we were talking out front, my founding partner is retired. And I go, and he's happily retired. And so we know in that relationship who was really the smarter guy. but I really had a love and passion for the industry and am not really looking to be done. So, but beyond, let's say, those few people that I mentioned, I really have an extremely strong group of individuals who are committed to my visions as I want to do things and to the industry that we are involved in. And the funny thing is that what I see as important is that as I talk about guys like Mike and Tuck, I mean, we're the old guys. But the reality is that the strength in my organization is the young guys. That's really what it is. And I know that within our industry, we are starved for good people, because I got to tell you, we were talking to the operators, how many operating companies have started new in this industry? There are very, very few of them. So really, when I look at the fact that I have a young group of individuals that I think that they enjoy what they do, I think they enjoy the direction that we're going in, yeah, they have to put up with me every day. But I think they love the industry, and so I say, very fortunate that I have them. And what I do know is that, okay, they come to work every day, and everybody works a four-letter word, and everybody needs a paycheck. But they come to work every day, and they work very, very hard in an extremely challenged industry. And we all know what that's like. And with some complaints, but really, I would say, nominal. And I joke and say, I think they do it for one reason and one reason only. And they do it to make me look good. And that's the reason why I'm here. And it's really because of the people within the organization that I'm capable of doing the things that I do as an operating company. And I am very, very thankful to have them around me. My wedding song. After that comes industry support. And for me, industry support has come from many different places. I've had support from financial institution, legal and accounting firms, all of them coaching me along the way, trying to give me the expertise and the smarts and how to run a business and how to make it survive, and not only survive, but grow. I have many great customers. I mean, I have a great customer base, and I have customers that I've done business with for 20 years. And I got started with them, as Kenny had mentioned, when I got into this business. I'm first generation. People don't know that I'm first generation in the business. When I got into it, okay, I grew up in Bergen County, and Bergen County was run by McGee Amusements. Joe Boss and his family had every good place in Bergen County. That's just the way that it was. Well, maybe Petron had a few, I don't know, but they really did, and they had a lot of wherewithal behind them and experience. So the tack that I went was looking for more of the amusement side. It was going to be more capital intensive. I was going to go over to those businesses that were willing to accept more point-operated amusements. That's really where I made my presence. And those customers gave me an opportunity when really, at that particular point in time, they didn't know me at all. Because, 20, 30 years ago, I was really nobody in this business. And all I really had was a handshake and a promise as far as what my performance would be. And some of them gave me a chance, and some of them I've been partnered with, like I said, for over 20 years. But I gotta say, there's one relationship that really it began in the same year that I formed Tricor Amusements. 30 years ago, I walked into the showroom of Peitz Enterprises, and I knocked on the office door of Kevin Peitz, and I introduced myself. I told Kevin that I was an accountant by trade and education, and that I had decided to go into the point-operated amusement business. I also told Kevin that I had absolutely no background or experience in that industry. And to further complicate things, I didn't have any money. So I told Kevin that I was going to need HPD Industries to give me financial support to kickstart a dream. And surprisingly, Kevin thought that this sounded like a really good opportunity. Okay, well, 30 years have flown by. And during these 30 years, Peitz and Tricor Amusements have done a lot of business together. During those years, Bob Machine and we lost most of our hair. Kevin Fritz, an earlier recipient, a couple years back, he's still at Betson. So I really guess that over these 30 years, we've done a lot of the right things. And I think that the reason why we do get along is that we both enjoy, I'll call it the appreciation of the promise of the things that can be done. And their relationship with me is also greatly, greatly valued. And last but not least, I stick it I call it luck. And I call it luck, but while I've had my share of it, you see, by definition, and for most people, luck is the explanation for the outcome of a circumstance that we have no control. And I really don't believe that. I believe that luck is actually a measure. It's the measure of our understanding that opportunity avails itself to everyone equally. That its supply is infinite and it comes without any limitations. For those that understand this, they don't spend their time trying to figure out whether the glass is half full or half empty, because they already understand the glass is full. It's always been full, and it will always be full. The bad thing about this is that for those people that understand this, their days are spent in relentless pursuit of that, fully understanding that it comes with absolutely no guarantee at all, except for the guarantee that their successes and their failures are theirs alone. For the individuals who don't believe this, I also think that their lives are often relegated to the status quo, much of what is going on within our industry. We're relegated to the status quo or memories of better days gone by. And they live in the conviction and the confidence that the efforts put forth by the people who have success is really not their successes are not the results of their efforts, but merely because they were lucky. And I really just don't believe that. And I also think it kind of spins around full circle for me, because I also think that this belief of mine is really very relevant for me with this award and me being here tonight. Because about 5 or 6 years ago, Alan Weisberg, he had pulled me aside and he invited me to attend an association meeting of New York amusement operators. He said it's a really small group of individuals. And he said, but it's a real compelling group of individuals who are dedicated to the well-being of my industry. And he thought that it would be a good fit. And on that day, then I say, well, I was just lucky enough to say yes and started going to the meetings. And so, almost like to really kind of wrap it up, on behalf of the association, what I think is important as to why we get together here is this is a very good association. We have done some very good things. And if you are not involved, I say get involved. Look at me. I'm the guy from New Jersey. Get involved. For those people who are involved, you need to stay engaged, because I truly believe that the harder we work as an association together, the luckier we're going to be as individuals. And that's my story. Thank you.
And here we have the man of the year, Chuck Peitz himself, who's arrived momentarily. And Chuck, who do we have here?
You got a good part of my crew, the New Jersey crew.
Yeah, introduce him. Who do we have? Come on. I mean, what's the matter? Are they in the witness protection program or what? Huh? And here we have the illustrious Nick Montano, the editor of Vending Times. Nick, any commentary, any editorial commentary on this evening and Chuck Peitz?
Glad to be here. Congratulations, Chuck.
That's it?
That's it for now.
Huh?
That's
Okay.
it for now.
All right.